Midwest Fur Fest, a convention that's had a lot of interesting controversies throughout the years, given it's one of the largest furry cons in the US. It's now in hot water for one of the craziest reasons, honestly, that I could imagine. Well, then again, they already had the whole chlorine gas thing a few years ago, so maybe not the craziest, maybe the second craziest. Now, before I saw this on Twitter, I just never have even imagined that this would be something somebody would do. Let's get into the controversy, and let me warn you here, okay? It's pretty repulsive, so proceed to watch at your own risk. FurFest is allowing a vendor who live casts animals for their toys. MFF staff is aware of this and doesn't care. I would not recommend spending money or going to MFF until something is done. They have received at least 2 emails about the vendor and have said nothing. I'm sure you know what Cody means here by toys. Yeah, those kind of toys. Of real dogs. This is, like, irredeemably morally reprehensible here. In my eyes, once you've done something like this, you can never be able to be, like, a part of normal society ever again. It's just over for you. You've crossed a line. You can't uncross it. We're going to take a look at the description of this vendor from the MFF site. Bartleby is Exotic Erotic's first live cast dog toy, meaning it was cast from a real dog. This model is cast from a Great Pyrenees. And then there's description that I'd rather not read it. Look at how he talks about this dog in this description. If someone were to speak this way about a child, their children would rightfully be taken from them. So why is it okay if it's a dog? Why should this person be allowed to own or be near any animals at all, ever, if this is the way he talks about them and treats them? You should not be allowed to have or be near animals if you speak about animals this way. The state should get involved. Animals cannot speak for themselves, so it's on us to protect them. So Cody, the owner of the company, spreads the same harmful rhetoric that animals can consent because of body language that zoos often do. Just got off the phone with the sheriff's office, and this weirdo is getting around the legality of casting these molds by buying anatomical molds from veterinary study/clinic and is selling what is casting. From what I've heard, they're doing the casting in a different place and bringing the molds back in order to skirt the state law. People have rightfully been calling the local police, but apparently he's found a legal loophole and is using veterinary casts used for learning without the vet's consent to make them into sex toys, which is not only immoral and illegal, but also a literal biohazard. So we're going to take a look at some contradictory statements from the company. So in this first statement, they claim that they stopped collecting from live animals in 2013. This is a statement that they recently just made. Yet on their website, it reads that it was in 2018. Now, when you have discrepancies like this, I mean, who knows if they even stopped in 2018, because they lied in the tweet. Why wouldn't they be lying on the website? Like, this company is very clearly dishonest, so you cannot really trust anything you say. The only thing you can really trust is whatever the police are saying, because they don't really have a reason to lie. I've censored the photo because, well, I don't want to be demonetized, and I also just have a feeling that you guys watching don't really want to see what's in the picture. It seems that he has, quote, life cast multiple toys at this point, meaning multiple animals have been abused. Mind you, obviously, I should just point this out, Cody, as in this screenshot, is the owner of this company, but it's different from the other Cody in the other screenshot that was calling this out. That's should be clear, but I just wanted to clarify just in case. So how has MFF responded to this? Well, not very well. They've ignored emails, blocked people for calling it out, and generally just not addressed this very concerning situation. They also posted this and deleted it 4 minutes later. I think you actually can change them. You can kick a vendor out for abusing animals. Even if you legally couldn't for some reason, the least you can do is address it. I don't care if one person runs their social media. I used to be a social media manager. Dealing with stuff like this is part of your job. Do your job. It's disappointing, and a lot of furries actually refunded their tickets to the event because they didn't want to be in the same building as an animal abuser who was not just an attendee, but also a vendor. Thankfully, as I'm writing this script and as Midwest Fur Fest has actually kicked off, We finally got an update maybe a week later from MFF. We appreciate your patience as we've worked through the concerns raised about one of our vendors. Social media moves fast, but responsible action, especially when outside counsel is needed, takes more time, and often the details are more complicated than what's visible from the outside. Although we can't comment on ongoing legal matters, we can share that EE will not be attending the convention this year. At the conclusion of 2025, we will be revisiting dealer processes, and we encourage everyone to uplift and support the vendors who reflect what you want this community to be. The Midwest Fur Fest eventually does the right thing, but it should have been addressed a bit sooner. However, Midwest Fur Fest is not the only convention guilty of having this vendor. It's not just MFF. EE goes to FWA every year for a decade. And then these are some tweets of them talking about going to FWA for years and years and years. So this is the controversy, and you're probably expecting that most people are disgusted and not supporting this vendor, right? Thankfully, you'd be correct. Most furries have been calling for MFF to drop the vendor, which, as we know, they eventually did, and are doing their part to call out animal abuse. But I do want to show the deranged degenerates on the flip side that are supporting him and are either ignoring or straight up excusing this behavior. White furries who live off daddy's money when there's not dildos at the cons. White furries who live off daddy's money when ICE is rounding up people just 20 miles from the con and putting them into death camps. Using the suffering of minorities to win your arguments against people who want to stop animal abuse is a crazy strat. I won't lie. I guarantee you this person does not care about ICE. So I went through their account to see, maybe they do talk about ICE. Maybe they're an activist. Oh, no, it's just NSFW of baby furries. Yeah, probably don't go look at their account. But that's pretty much what you can expect from somebody saying this type of thing. People like this always have skeletons in their closet. I'm telling you. Once you understand that pattern of human behavior, you understand why Western society has always sucked so much shit, and why fascism manifests by getting people obsessed with sex puritanism as a smokescreen for its racist eliminationist projects. Holy shit, bro. What the fuck? The moral puritanism in question, by the way, let me remind you, is not abusing animals. How mentally ill do you have to be to claim that it's racist to not abuse animals? Again, I'm sure this person is a white suburbanite living in his mom's basement drawing furry. You just know that gaming chair has a buffet of stains on it. Thank you. This is such a non-issue. I can't even fathom why this is drama to begin with. Curious. The person who draws feral art is defending animal abuse. Many such cases. By the way, if you don't know what feral art is, it's zoo stuff. I don't suggest looking it up. By the way, what do you mean when you say the feral art means a lot to you? That's such an odd thing to say. You are such an odd person. These are the types of people supporting this vendor, and their motivations for doing so are painfully obvious from just as little as reading their bios. If you're interested in helping in some sort of way, I suggest you contact FWA, since he also vends there. I also suggest basically just emailing both the convention center and the hotel as well as FWA itself. If you do decide to email and reach out to FWA, please be respectful. Please do not threaten the staff. That's not productive and it's not going to get him banned. Just respectfully bring the issue to their attention and hopefully they will listen. I want this video to be a reminder that most furries do not support animal abuse and work very hard to call it out when they see it. Unfortunately, there are animal abusers in the furry fandom, and there likely always will be a few bad apples. So it's important we continue to put a spotlight on it instead of hiding from it and let them know they are not welcome in furry spaces. Also, I know I haven't uploaded in a year. I've been in Ukraine. Yeah, that's a thing. But I'm going to try and start uploading again if I can find time. So leave a like, comment your thoughts on this, subscribe with notifications on, and I will catch you on the flip side.